Hello, Pokemon fans. Manny here for the next episode of MTCTV. So, I kind of am running out of ideas of what I should do for my YouTube video, so I just decided to make another reaction video. This is also from MNJTV, just like the last one, I think. Or was the last one from him? No, it wasn't from the last one wasn't from him. This one is. He made a video, top 10 Pokemon that no one likes. So I'm just gonna react to it. Let me just make it so you can actually hear everything.
Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here. Quick bit of self-promo before the video gets started. If you are not already following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MNJTV, you should definitely do so. Jubilee and I stream on a very regular basis. We open Pokemon cards, we hunt for shiny Pokemon, and we just finished up a joint playthrough of Black and White, since she had never played Gen 5 before, and we're about to start a joint playthrough of Black 2 and White 2. So if you want to see the fun content we have on twitch.tv/MNJTV,
Right now it's just
absolutely
like that.
follow me there.
Right now
you
it's
can
just
check
like
that link I said, or links down in the description below. There are over 800 different species of Pokemon in the Pokemon world, and as a result, people will develop very different opinions on them. There'll be some that are people's favorites, and a lot of people like, such as Arcanine. Do you know anyone who hates Arcanine? I
Nope,
do not.
I don't.
But on the opposite side of that, there are Pokemon out there that no one really likes. Now, when I say that no one likes them, I don't necessarily mean that everyone hates them. For example, Vanillix. It is a Pokemon that has gotten a lot of crap from Pokemon fans over the years, but even so, partially because of the fact that it's gotten so much crap, there are people out there who actually like it. When I say that no one likes these Pokemon, I mean that there's not really going to be anybody who has a particular fondness for these Pokemon. If every Pokemon fan in the world made a top 10 favorite Pokemon list, these Pokemon probably wouldn't be on anyone's list. That's mainly because some people hate these Pokemon, others are neutral to them, others just don't care about them, and others don't even know that they exist. So in today's video, I will be counting down the top 10 Pokemon that I believe no one really likes a lot. Now, if you happen to actually like one of these Pokemon, just be sure to let me know down in the comments below how angry and upset you are. It's really important that I'm made aware of this stuff. And while you're at it, you might as well just share the video with all your friends to show off how just pissed off you are, because you want to make sure everybody knows just how upset this made you. And while you're at it, it's probably a good idea to subscribe to the channel too, just so if I make terrible videos in the future, you're made aware of it and can let me know just how bad they are. However, if this video doesn't upset you, I recommend doing all those things as well, just with substantially less anger. So don't forget to leave a like on the video, and without further ado, here are the top 10 Pokemon that no one likes. Number 10, Venomoth. Gen 1 Pokemon tend to get a lot more love than other generations of Pokemon simply because they are Gen 1. More people grew up with these Pokemon, and a lot of people have a lot more nostalgic attachment to them. And because of that, there's a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon that are people's favorite Pokemon of all time. Most commonly, the Kanto starters. Now, while a lot of people like a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon, think about it. Do you know anyone who loves Venomoth? I do not, and here's what I think are the reasons why. First off, its design. It's just a moth, but it's not a really pretty, interesting moth like Volcarona is. It's just a, well, bug-eyed moth that's design is overall pretty mediocre. It's not an early game familiar bug type like Butterfree or Beedrill, and it's also not really strong unless it knows Quiver Dance, which it didn't even get until Black and White. I could see someone liking Venomoth a lot more if they were really into Twitch Plays Pokemon and developed an attachment towards ATV, All-Terrain Venomoth, the Venomoth that was on the final team that was known as the Dragon Slayer. But other than that, Venomoth for most people is just gonna be some other mediocre bug Pokemon, hence why I don't think really anyone likes it. Number 9, Tairog. Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop are three pretty memorable fighting type Pokemon. The decision between Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan is a pretty memorable one in the Kanto games, and Hitmontop has a really creative, interesting design. But then you have their pre-evolution Tairog, which is just this weird baby Pokemon that doesn't really need to be there. Tairog isn't particularly cute like most other baby Pokemon. It just looks like an angry, big-headed, small man, which is just, it's kind of weird. And in addition to that, most people's exposure to tairog is only having one and trying to get it to evolve into the correct hitmon that they want, which is not easy. Making the attack and defense match for hitmon top or having attack higher or defense higher for the others is, it's difficult and it's annoying. Its mediocre design combined with the fact that people only really get a tairog so that they can get one of its evolutions makes tairog a Pokemon that no one really cares about. Number 8, cherum and cherubi. This is technically 2 Pokemon, yes, but I'm including them together on this spot because they're the same evolutionary line and I felt like it made sense to group them together. Yes, cherum and cherubi are very cute, but that's really the only thing they got going for them. Cherubi is just a cherry with a face, so it's not the best design, but in addition to that, it can only be found on honey trees in the Sinnoh region, so there's a very high likelihood that you may play through an entire Sinnoh game without ever encountering one in the wild. Cherum is even a step above that, since the only way to get one of those is to evolve a cherubi. So if you never find a cherubi, you're not gonna find a cherum. But another weird thing about cherum is its whole appearance changing thing. Its actual cute form is only seen if harsh sunlight is summoned. And every other time you see a cherum, it just looks like a weird mutant eggplant. Plus, both of these Pokemon are very weak, so that combined with the fact that they've got weird designs and are very hard to find makes it so no one uses them and no one really likes them. Number 7, wormadam. Wormadam is another Gen 4 Pokemon that's just kind of there and doesn't do anything. Its gimmick is mildly interesting, where the cloak that Burmy happens to be wearing upon evolution becomes a permanent part of Wormadam, but that somewhat interesting gimmick isn't enough to overcome Wormadam's pretty strong shortcomings. Wormadam is extremely weak, both in a playthrough and in the competitive realm, so no one has a reason to use it because of that, but it's also just a weird looking Pokemon. Have you ever noticed how its sandy cloak form looks like a slice of pepperoni pizza?
Oh yeah.
That's weird. Mothim and Burmy aren't anything spectacular, but they're definitely the best members of this evolutionary line, leaving Wormadam to be a Pokemon that no one really cares about. Number 6, licky. Remember how I was saying a lot of Pokemon on this list are just going to be Pokemon that no one really cares about and are not hated necessarily? People hate licky. I hate licky. Lickitung is a Pokemon that I have hated on in more than one video. It has a bad design, it's really gross, and it's just generally considered to be one of the worst Gen 1 Pokemon. But Licky is even worse. Licky is a worse version of Lickitung. It's uglier, it's dumber, and it's grosser. So if people didn't like Lickitung, why would people like Licky? It's also very, very bad in battle. So the fact that it's a stupid looking Pokemon and it sucks makes it so... Who's gonna like this Pokemon? Does anyone like this Pokemon? I don't think so. Number 5, Barbarical. Barbarical is one of the more odd looking Pokemon of Gen 6. Like, it's a barnacle person, but its head is a hand, and it has eyes on its hands? I don't get it. Binacle isn't super hard to find in the Kalos games. It's reasonably common on several different routes if you use Rock Smash, but the fact that it's pretty weird looking and that there are plenty of other just as good or better water...
I just like...
A lot of people assume that Top Gun pilots are egotistical and only think about themselves. In reality, everyone here is extremely humble, and it's an honor to work next to these guys every single day.
Thank you.
Water and rock types available in Kalos leads to many people choosing just not to use it. And while I will give props to Barbarical for having a pretty cool name, the fact that it's so odd looking and isn't super powerful just leads to people not using it and just not really caring about it. Number 4, Watchog. You know, honestly, Watchog is higher on this list than it probably should be, but that's because I thoroughly despise Watchog, and this is also my list, so I do what I want. Unlike a lot of the other Pokemon on this list, Watchog is actually reasonably well known, since it's an early game normal type that can be found all throughout the Unova region. Early game normal types are pretty regularly thrown under the bus, but Watchog is easily the worst of all of them. Watchog is pretty weird looking, and I know a lot of people think that. It's also not strong at all, so nobody has any reason to use it. But in addition to those things, it's infuriating to battle against. The combination of Hypnosis, Confuse Ray, and Super Fang isn't an effective combination for winning battles, but holy crap, is it gonna make you mad. I have been recently reminded of how much I hate Watchog because of the black and white dual playthrough that Jubilee and I are doing on Twitch, which I mentioned earlier, but the fact that it's just so obnoxious and not cool and not strong makes it so, like, do you know anyone who likes Watchog? I don't. Number 3, Heatmore. You know, I've always thought Heatmore's name sounded like the Chick-fil-A slogan. Heat more chicken. It is entirely possible for you to do a complete playthrough of a Unova game and never encounter a Heatmore. In Black and White, if you use repels all the way through the Victory Road and dodge the trainer who has one, you're not gonna see it, and in Black 2 and White 2, it can only be found in the wild in Twist Mountain, which is a post-game area that you could choose not to explore. I've heard multiple stories of people seeing a Heatmore and being like, what is that thing? And when they do discover that it exists, no one is really like, oh wow, what is that thing? It's so cool. Because it's not cool. It's hot. Sorry. And no one uses it in playthroughs because you can't get it until the end of the game, and it's also not even strong to begin with. I don't hate Heatmore at all, but I also regularly forget that it exists, and I feel like a lot of other people do too, hence why no one really likes it. Number 2, Bohemian. Do you even know what this is? Of course, if you're a hardcore Pokemon fan like myself, you know what a Bohemian is. But if you're not a super dedicated Pokemon fan, there's a pretty solid chance you've never seen this thing before. I have. A couple years ago, I had a battle with Alex Ogloza, who is a professional competitive battler, and not even he knew what this thing was.
Here, and he's got... I don't even know what that is. Okay.
In addition to Bohemian being hard to find, it's not a cool Pokemon. It has a weird, difficult to pronounce name, it's not particularly talented in battle, and it's just freaking weird looking. I don't hate Bohemian whatsoever, it's just that if it ceased to exist, I wouldn't care. And I feel like most other people feel the same way. Number 1, Unknown. In the Pokemon world, Unknown are ancient Pokemon shrouded in mystery. But in our world, they're letters with big eyeballs, and that's pretty lame. Or as Unknown would spell it, L-A-I-M. Wait. Introducing a letter system into the Pokemon world where the characters are actually Pokemon is pretty creative, but that doesn't mean that Unknown is a likable Pokemon itself. Their design isn't cool. Like I said, they're just black letters with big eyeballs, and that's like, who's gonna be super into that? But also, Unknown is pretty hilariously weak. It has trash stats across the board and only learns the move Hidden Power. If you want to get a good chuckle, be sure to go read the Smogon articles on Unknown, because they're mean. In the end, Unknown really only exists to spell out words and be an alphabet to decode, and that's not going to make it anyone's favorite. So there we have it. Those are the top 10 Pokemon that no one likes. Now, if you do actually happen to like one of the Pokemon that I mentioned on this list, well, you're probably the only one, so I guess congrats. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with my list? What are some other Pokemon you think?
Okay, nice video. I enjoyed it. So, my opinion, I like that video. I like Barbarical. I didn't like the rest of, I didn't really like the rest of the Pokemon. I didn't have I had neutral feelings to them, and, well, I guess I'll see you next time for more, because I need to edit and whatever. Bye.